Hello, Lynn Furman here, your weight loss and empowerment coach. And today I'm coming to you with something a little more personal, but that is super helpful for every single person. Okay, so I love goal setting and crushing goals, right? And I always set goals for myself because you don't get anywhere unless you set a goal. Because if you don't have a goal, you're not really working towards anything, right? So many of you know, unless you're new here, that about 5 weeks ago, I had a goal of running a marathon in under 4 hours. So they call it a sub 4 hour marathon. And I was having some major knee issues. And I did not make my goal. I finished the marathon in 4 hours, 2 minutes, and 30 seconds. Okay. So did not make my goal. I could have very easily just been like, screw it. Like, I'm done. I'm not running anymore right now. Like, I have another marathon scheduled in April since that was canceled this past year for COVID. I'll just wait till then. And I really contemplated it. And then I'm like, I put in all this dang work because training for a marathon is a beast, you guys. Like, it is a beast. Marathoners are, I want to say we're a different breed because we spend one day a week running for hours, like hours. So I decided there was a semi-local, like it's an hour away from where I live. They have a pretty decent marathon at the beginning of November, and that was yesterday. And I had two friends who had planned on running it, and I ran with them during my training, and it's like, okay, why don't I do that? So I kept up with my training, not necessarily as intense as I did for the previous one, but I kept with, the high mileage and cross training and things like that. And so yesterday morning, 7:30 a.m., I started on my marathon to get my goal of a sub 4 hour marathon. Okay. One thing, if you are not a runner or if you've never done a long distance race, 5 weeks is not a lot of time in between. Like, it's not. They tell you shouldn't do more than 2 marathons in a year. Okay. Because your muscles are so fatigued. So I did it. I was like, okay. So I went and I started 7:30. And I knew I wasn't going to keep up with my friends because they're super speedy and they were wanting a much faster time than I was. So I went yesterday and I was like, okay. And then I'm running and I'm pacing myself. I'm feeling great. I was listening to music in my ears. It was cold, cold, cold here in Pennsylvania. We've had some very cold days lately. And I went and I ran 26.2 miles. Actually, my watch said 26.3 because of the way the GPS is. And I ran it in 3 hours and 45 minutes, which is a new personal best in the running world, the personal record. We call it PRs by 17 minutes. That's huge. Huge. And it was 5 weeks. I had nothing left in my tank the last mile and a half. And then if you've ever watched like some viral videos that go across like Facebook and Instagram of like runners helping each other across the finish line because they can't stand, I felt like that was going to be me. Like, no joke, the last half mile, I just kept thinking left, right, because my legs were shot. I was done. But I did it. I crossed. I could barely stand, but it's a goal. And I didn't give up on my goal. So what does that mean for you guys? Because I know You guys aren't marathoners. I'm not saying you should go out and run a marathon by any means. If you want to, I will certainly help you find a way to go out and do a marathon because only 1% of people ever finish a marathon. Just a little tidbit. But I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm not saying you have to run a 5K. But the point of this is when you make a goal. So in here, a lot of people want to lose weight. So 15, 20, 25, 50, 100 pounds, whatever that weight is that you want to lose, yeah, you might not lose it all in, a year or a couple months or whatever. You might lose 15 pounds and gain 5 back. But if your goal is 20 and you lose 15 and you gave 5 back, you still have those 10 pounds to lose. It's so easy to give up and say, I'll do it later. I'll try again some other time. Right? It is so easy to give up on that goal. When you don't meet a goal, it is so easy. But when you don't give into it and you keep on working, no matter all the obstacles that can be thrown in your way, and let me tell you, I've had some pretty big obstacles thrown in my way lately, and I'm not going to go into that now, but I've had a lot of obstacles thrown at me in the last 2-3 weeks. A lot of stuff going on in my head, but I kept going and I kept working. And I did it. And I did it by a lot. So, what would happen? Really think, what would happen if you didn't give in? If you didn't give up? If you set that goal as to how much weight you want to lose, think about how many times you've given up on yourself in trying to lose weight. And you've found so many excuses as to why you can't. Your health, you're busy, you don't want to give up things, you don't know what to do. Those are all excuses and all things that you can work through. But if you give in to the excuses and quit, you're never going to get the high that you get from meeting that goal. So I'm challenging you right now, put below how much do you want to lose in the next 3 months? How much weight? 3 months, even with the holidays, you can lose weight. How much do you want to lose? And then think about how many times you've given up in the past. And what this time is going to be different. What is going to keep you going so you can get to that goal and lose and drop those pounds for good? I'm challenging you now to think about that. Put below how much you want to lose in the next 3 months. And I'm going to try and hold each and every one of you accountable for that. Because the feeling I had yesterday, while it is not a weight loss goal that I have had, it's still a goal. And when you meet that goal, you get this high, this like endorphin rush. And I want all of you to start feeling that with every little goal because it's worth it. Don't give in on yourself and your hopes and your dreams and your goals and how good you want to feel. If you feel bad right now and you don't like how you look, you don't feel confident, you don't love yourself, you know you've quit on yourself in the past, challenge yourself right now to change that so you can love yourself, so you can feel good about yourself, so you can be healthy. I'm challenging you right now. And put below how much you want to lose in the next 3 months, even with the holidays. Put it out into the universe because that is when shit gets real. I'll see you guys.